may be seated. You may continue, Mr. Lawler.
May it please the court?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Carter, come off the witness stand. Thank you. Mr. Carter, we were just talking about the kick by Officer Cruz. What happened after the kick? What did Officer Cruz moving me over to my left? The entire time up to this point, did they ever said to you, get on the ground, anything of that, any verbal stuff like that?
When I got sprayed out of the bear hug and I was spun around, I caught my balance and I didn't hit the ground, and my momentum took me up the street. So I took a couple steps, and as I was walking, I was using my shirt to wipe the spray out of my eyes, which I've learned now is actually worse. I said, as I was walking, I caught like a white figure next to me, which I assumed was Joanne, since she'd been standing there before I was sprayed. And I said, Joe, tell him. Joe, tell him. I was just trying to get her to stop what was ever going to happen.
Can you explain what that picture is?
This picture is a picture of my left shoulder that depicts the bruising or the scar that I got from the contact tase on my left shoulder.
Thank you. And this picture here, could you show up? These are all part of State Defendant's Exhibit Z program.
This is the bruising on my right forearm that I received from the ASP. Some of the bruise is actually still there.
State Z. Approach the witness. Part I'm going to show you what the mark is. S. Is this a picture that truly and accurately depicts the condition of your face and upper body on the night of this incident?
Yes, sir.
And could you describe, hold that up to the jury and describe
Well,
something?
that's not
John, I'd like to move I'd like to move Defendant's Exhibit S to evidence.
Any objection? Overruled. Sorry. Defendant's Exhibit S for identification received as defendant's number 5.
If you just explain to the jury some injuries that you had on that photo.
Yeah, well, you see the snot coming out of my nose. You see the scarring under my eye. And my face just looks swollen, puffy. I know I have a round face, but it doesn't look that bad normally.
I believe I'm finished this.
That's fine.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. That's all the questions I have, Your Honor.
Any questions shown in the statement?
Mr. Carter, do you always wear glasses?
Not always, no.
Because on all the videos that we've seen of you on the night of the incident, you're not wearing your glasses, are you?
No, sir.
You've been wearing glasses throughout this trial in front of the jury, right?
I have, sir, yes.
Now, you gave an interview to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement about 2 weeks after you are alleged to have committed these crimes, right?
I wouldn't agree with that statement, but yes, I did provide an interview.
What part do you not agree with, sir?
I didn't commit any crimes.
That's why I said alleged. I said you gave an interview after, about 2 weeks after you are alleged to have committed these crimes, correct?
Yes, sir, correct.
All right, and that interview was done at your request, right?
Yes, sir.
And you had your lawyer there with you, right?
I did, sir.
And not only was your lawyer there, but you had an investigator there with you as well, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
And before they ever started talking to you, the agents told you or asked you if it was a free and voluntary interview, right?
Yes, sir.
You agreed with them that it was a free and voluntary interview, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
You knew why you were there, correct?
Yes, sir.
Your role was to provide them with all of the information you could about your version of the events that night.
Yes,
right?
sir, correct.
Right. And they swore you in to tell the truth, correct?
That they did, yes, sir.
Under penalty of perjury.
Yes, sir.
So there was no doubt in your mind as to what you were about to do when you started talking to them.
No
right?
doubt in my mind, sir.
Okay. And is it your testimony here today that you were truthful with them back on June 17th of 2015?
Yes, sir.
All right. You never said anything to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement about going to a car and coming back in the club, did you?
I did not, sir.
All right.
Are we approaching?
Yes.
I believe when I asked, the last question I asked was, did you ever reference that you went to the car and came back inside to the agent and you said no?
Correct.
All right. Well, I'm confused already because you said that you were truthful with them, right?
I was, to the best of my knowledge.
You said you were truthful.
I was, at that time, to the best of my knowledge.
You testified here this morning that on June 4th, you left the club to go check on Joanne at the car, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what you said today.
Yes, sir.
And then you said you went back inside the club and you had some more conversation with your ex-girlfriend, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you gave your interview on June 17th, you had an opportunity to watch the balcony video at that point, right?
Yes, sir.
And you had also had an opportunity to watch the video from the Orlando Sentinel at that point, right?
Yes, sir.
Because the media had those videos, right?
Yes, sir.
You had a press conference about that.
That we did. Yes, sir.
You and your lawyers, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. But you didn't have the video from the club at that point, did you?
I don't believe so. No, sir.
If anybody had it, you hadn't watched it, right?
I don't believe so. No, sir.
But now you've been sitting here for a week and watched all the evidence get admitted, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I'm assuming you watched all these videos with your lawyers before you came in here today,
Yes, sir. We did.
several times.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing wrong with that, of course, talking to a witness, right?
I don't think so. No, sir.
Sorry, you wouldn't know. Fair enough. So, when you gave your interview in June, you had not seen any video from Club Venue, right?
I don't believe so. No, sir.
Right. But now you have seen it before you testified here today.
Yes, sir.
correct? And your testimony today was that you left the club and went to the car, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you came back inside, right?
Yes, sir.
And then that's when Joanne wanted to leave and you followed her out, right?
Well, I asked her to talk in a quiet place, and she made her way to the front door, which I followed.
Okay, fair enough. And the two of you left together, right?
She was a few paces ahead of me, but yes, sir.
That's right. She was trying to get away from you and you were following her, correct?
No, sir.
You didn't leave together, you were behind her.
Yes, sir. She was ahead of me.
Now, is that what you told Agent Brenton back on June 17th of 2015?
No, sir.
What did you tell Agent Brenton back then?
Because that's us doing the verification work. And then down at the bottom where it says office recommendation, that's where the CAM stamped in that.
That's when Officer Cruz came up to you, right?
Yes, sir.
And that doesn't match what's on the video, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Because you hadn't had an opportunity to watch the video at that point, did you?
No, sir.
But that's what you told them under oath 2 weeks after this happened, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you say here today that the reason you couldn't let Joanna Espejo go was because you needed to be able to get your car, right?
No, sir.
Okay, what is it that you're trying to say?
I was trying to communicate with her to get my stuff so I could leave.
To get your stuff.
Yes, sir. My key.
Part of your key to your car.
The key to my car. Yes, sir.
Okay, so semantics, you needed to get your car so you could leave.
Yes.
Right? And you made a very important point that it was behind a gate, there was a camera with your license plate and all that other stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's what you were thinking that night when you were trying to get to Joanna Espejo. Is that your testimony?
That's what I was thinking once the officers told me to leave.
Okay. And you said several times that you conveyed that to them, right?
I made several attempts to. Yes, sir.
By attempts, you testified that you told them, I need to talk to her to get my key, right?
I said, talk to me. I need my key.
You referenced